Before you scroll, before you look away, pause for a moment and breathe, because this message is not an accident. My beloved child, if these words have appeared before your eyes right now, it is not by chance. You may think you simply clicked on a video. You may believe this moment happened randomly, but I tell you the truth. I have guided you here. Yes, you. Out of millions of voices in the world, out of endless noise, distractions, worries, and thoughts, you have arrived at this message at this exact moment. And there is a reason. I know what your heart has been carrying. I know the thoughts that keep you awake at night. I know the silent battles you fight when no one else sees. You have tried to stay strong, haven't you? You smile in front of people, yet inside you feel tired. You keep moving forward, yet sometimes you feel lost. Tell me honestly, my beloved child, how many times have you asked yourself quietly, why is my life like this? Why does everything feel so heavy? Does anyone truly understand what I'm going through? I understand. I see the tears you wipe away before anyone notices. I hear the prayers you whisper when your heart feels overwhelmed. Even the prayers you never finished. Even the words you could not find. I heard them. Nothing about your pain is hidden from me. Not the loneliness you feel when people walk away. Not the disappointment when your plans collapse. Not the fear that quietly whispers in your mind about the future. You may feel forgotten. You may feel unseen. But listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. You have never been alone. Not for a single moment. I was there in the nights when anxiety filled your chest. I was there when someone betrayed your trust and your heart broke. I was there when you felt rejected, when people misunderstood you, when doors closed in front of you. And I was there when you wondered if your faith was fading. Yes, even then. My beloved child, there were moments when you felt like giving up. Moments when you thought your dreams were finished. Moments when your heart whispered, maybe this is all my life will ever be. But I want you to pause right now and ask yourself something. If your story was truly over, why would you still be here? Why would you still have breath in your lungs? Why would this message appear in your life today? Think about that. There are people who once stood where you are standing now. People who felt broken, lost, and empty. Yet their lives changed in ways they never imagined. Do you know why? Because they finally realized something powerful. They realized that the darkest seasons of life often arrive just before the greatest transformation. And my beloved child, something is shifting in your life right now. You may not see it yet, you may not understand it yet, but something is moving behind the scenes. While you were worrying, while you were doubting, while you were asking questions with tears in your eyes, I was working, quietly, patiently, preparing something you cannot yet see. Tell me something honestly. Have you ever looked back at your life and realized that certain painful moments actually protected you from something worse? Have you ever noticed that some doors closed only for a better path to appear later? At the time, it felt like loss. At the time, it felt unfair. But later you understood. My beloved child, there are things happening in your life right now that you do not understand yet. And that is okay. Because faith is not about seeing everything clearly. Faith is about trusting even when the road ahead is hidden. But I also want to ask you another question. When life becomes difficult, where does your heart turn? Do you turn toward hope or toward fear? Do you speak kindness or allow anger to grow inside you? Do you remember who you truly are, or do you let the world convince you that you are not enough? Listen carefully. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not a mistake. You are my beloved child, and your life has purpose. Yes, even the parts of your story that feel messy and confusing right now. Every struggle you have faced has been shaping something inside you. Strength, wisdom, compassion. Have you noticed how people who have suffered deeply often understand others the most? Pain can either make a heart hard or make it incredibly compassionate. Which path will you choose, my beloved child? The world desperately needs people who choose kindness. People who choose honesty even when lying would be easier. People who treat others with dignity even when they themselves have been treated unfairly. And I see that goodness inside you, even when you doubt yourself, even when you feel like you are failing. I see the moments when you help someone quietly, the moments when you show patience, the moments when you hold back harsh words and choose peace instead. Those moments matter more than you realize. The world measures success by money, power, and recognition. But I see something deeper. I see the heart. Let me ask you something important. If you gained wealth but lost your integrity, would that truly be success? If you achieved fame but lost your peace, would that truly be happiness? True success is not measured by how much you own. It is measured by who you become. A person who is honest, a person who works with integrity, a person who builds others up instead of tearing them down. My beloved child, never be ashamed of living an honest life. Never feel small for choosing kindness. Never believe that goodness is weakness. The world may celebrate arrogance and greed for a moment, but those things never bring lasting peace. You were created for something greater. You were created to live with purpose, to love deeply, to treat others with compassion, to build a life that reflects truth and integrity. And yes, you are allowed to dream. You are allowed to pursue success. There is nothing wrong. If wanting to improve your life, provide for your family, or build something meaningful. But always remember this balance. Let your success be guided by humility. Let your work be guided by honesty. Let your ambition be guided by wisdom. Never allow greed to control your heart, because greed destroys peace. Jealousy destroys friendships. Hatred destroys the soul. But kindness builds something eternal. And my beloved child, there is something else I want you to reflect on. Think about the people around you, your family, your children, or the children who may come into your life someday. What kind of example will they learn from you? Children do not only listen to words, they watch actions. They notice how you treat others. They see how you respond to stress. They learn what love looks like by watching you. So ask yourself this question honestly. Are you teaching them patience or anger, faith or fear, kindness or bitterness? Imagine raising a child who grows up strong in character, honest in speech, compassionate toward others, respectful and disciplined. That kind of human being can change the world around them. And that journey begins with the example you live every day. You do not need to be perfect. No parent is perfect. No human being is perfect. But you can choose to grow. You can choose to apologize when you make mistakes. You can choose to guide with love instead of control. My beloved child, the future is built by the hearts we shape today, and your influence matters more than you realize. Now pause for a moment. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your mind grow quiet. Because in the next moments of this message, I will share something important with you. Something that many people overlook while chasing success approval and validation from the world. Something that can bring peace even during the difficult seasons of life. But before we continue, I want you to reflect on one more question. When was the last time you truly listened to your heart? Not the noise of the world, not the pressure from others, but the quiet voice inside you that longs for peace, meaning, and connection. That voice has been calling you. Something inside your soul knows it is time to pause. It is time to reflect. It is time to remember who you truly are. My beloved child, this message is only beginning. There is something I still need to tell you. And what comes next may open your heart in a way you did not expect. So stay with me. Listen closely, because the next part of this message may answer questions your heart has been asking for a very long time. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. Take another slow breath. You have carried many thoughts inside your mind for a long time. Some of them are worries about tomorrow. Some are regrets about yesterday. Some are fears you rarely speak about to anyone. But right now, in this quiet moment, I want you to gently set those thoughts down for a while. You do not have to carry everything alone. Tell me something honestly. How long has it been since you truly felt peace? Not the kind of peace that comes from a temporary distraction. Not the kind that fades the moment problems return, but deep peace inside your heart. The kind of peace that allows you to sleep without anxiety. The kind of peace that allows you to smile without pretending. Many people spend their entire lives searching for that peace in the wrong places. They chase money, thinking wealth will quiet their hearts. They chase approval, thinking if others admire them, they will finally feel worthy. They chase pleasure, hoping it will numb their pain. But my beloved child, you already know something about this. Swirled. Those things never satisfy the soul for long. A person may gain everything the world offers, yet still feel empty inside. Why? Because the heart was not created to be filled by temporary things. The heart was created for something deeper, for truth, for love, for connection, and for a relationship with me. I know there were times when you felt distant from me, times when you prayed but felt like no one was listening, times when your faith became quiet, almost like a fading whisper. But even during those moments, I never moved away from you. I was still near, closer than you realized. My beloved child, sometimes people imagine that faith means never struggling, but that is not true. Faith often grows strongest during struggle. It grows during nights when you feel uncertain but choose to hope anyway. It grows when you fall yet decide to stand up again. It grows when you choose kindness even after being hurt. Tell me something honestly. Have you ever felt betrayed by someone you trusted? Have you ever given your loyalty, your love, your effort, only to feel like it was not valued? Those moments can make the heart heavy. They can make a person question everyone. They can even make a person question themselves. But listen carefully to this truth. Another person's betrayal does not define your worth. Another person's rejection does not erase your value. The way others treat you often reveals their character, not yours. So do not let bitterness take root inside your heart. Bitterness quietly poisons the soul. It steals your peace. It clouds your judgment. It traps you in past pain. Instead, choose something stronger. Forgiveness. Now listen carefully. Forgiveness does not mean pretending the pain never happened. It does not mean allowing people to keep hurting you. Forgiveness means releasing the heavy chain that ties your heart to the past. It means choosing freedom. My beloved child, some people are meant to walk beside you for many years. Others appear only for a season. Sometimes I allow certain relationships to end because they would have led you away from the path meant for you. At the time it hurts. At the time it feels confusing. But later, clarity comes. Have you noticed how certain doors closed in your life, yet those closures eventually protected you? Some friendships ended because they were filled with jealousy. Some opportunities disappeared because they would have pulled you away from your purpose. Some relationships broke apart because they were built on unstable foundations. What felt like loss was sometimes protection. You could not see it then, but one day you will understand. My beloved child, I want you to think about something very important right now. Look at the direction your life is moving. Not just your job, not just your income, but your character. Are you becoming more patient or more angry, more compassionate or more cold, more honest or more tempted by shortcuts? Life quietly shapes the heart through daily choices. Small decisions repeated again and again slowly build the person you become. When you wake up each morning, you are writing another page of your story, and every story is shaped by decisions. Some people choose greed. They chase money at any cost. They ignore honesty. They harm others for personal gain. For a moment, they may appear successful, but inside, peace disappears. Trust disappears. Relationships collapse. Because success without integrity is a fragile illusion. My beloved child, if you build your life on honesty, patience, and kindness, your foundation will be strong. When storms come, and they always come, your life will still stand. Let me ask you something. If someone described your character to others, what would they say? Would they say you are trustworthy? Would they say you treat people fairly? Would they say you speak truth even when it is difficult? Those things matter far more than titles or possessions, and I see your effort. Even when no one else notices, I see the moments when you resist temptation. I see the moments when you help someone quietly. I see the moments when you choose humility instead of pride. Those small acts are never wasted. They are seeds. Seeds that slowly grow into something powerful. My beloved child, many people want success, but few are willing to grow the character required to carry it. Success without wisdom destroys people. Success without humility makes people arrogant. Success without compassion makes people cold. But success guided by faith, guided by integrity, guided by gratitude, becomes something beautiful. It becomes a blessing not only for you, but for everyone around you. Imagine using your success to lift others. Imagine helping someone who once stood where you stand today. Imagine teaching your children honesty, patience, generosity, and respect. Those are the legacies that truly matter. Money can disappear, fame can fade, but the goodness you plant in human hearts continues long after you are gone. My beloved child, there is another truth I want you to remember. Life will not always move at the speed you expect. Sometimes you will work hard, yet results appear slowly. Sometimes you will pray, yet answers seem delayed. And during those seasons, frustration can grow. You may wonder, why is everything taking so long? But listen carefully. Delay is not the same as denial. Sometimes growth must happen inside you before blessings can safely arrive. A tree cannot carry heavy fruit if its roots are weak, and a person cannot carry great responsibility without strong character. So when life moves slowly, do not assume nothing is happening. often the most important work is happening where you cannot see it. Inside your heart, inside your mind, inside your patience. My beloved child, right now you may feel uncertain about your future. You may feel like you are walking through fog. But fog does not last forever. Step by step, clarity comes. That is why I am speaking to you now. Because there are things your heart needs to remember. And soon, I will share 3 simple things you can begin doing today. 3 small steps that can calm your heart, strengthen your faith, and bring clarity back into your life. They are simple, but powerful. Many people ignore them, and that is why they continue feeling lost. So stay with me. Listen closely, because the next part of this message may bring the peace your heart has been searching for. My beloved child, if you are still listening, it means something inside your heart is awake right now. That quiet feeling you have, that gentle pull telling you to keep listening. It is not your imagination. Your soul recognizes truth when it hears it. And there are moments in life when the noise of the world becomes so loud that people forget how to hear the quiet voice inside them. But tonight, or today, wherever you are, you paused. And that pause matters, because many people keep running through life without ever stopping to ask the most important questions. They rush from one worry to the next, one goal to another, one distraction to the next. But deep inside, their hearts remain restless. Let me ask you something, my beloved child. What are you truly chasing? Is it peace, security, approval? Or are you simply trying to escape the fear of being left behind? Many people build their entire lives around comparison. They look at others and think, why is their life easier than mine? Why are they more successful? It blinds you to the path that was uniquely designed for you. You were never meant to walk someone else's road. Your story, your timing, your journey are different. A seed planted in winter cannot grow overnight. It needs patience, sunlight, water, time. And in the same way, your life is unfolding in seasons. Some seasons are for learning, some are for waiting, and some are for harvest. Right now, you may feel like you are in a season of waiting, a season where things feel slow, where progress seems invisible, where answers feel distant. But listen carefully to me. Waiting seasons are not wasted seasons. They are the quiet chapters where strength grows. Have you ever noticed how the strongest people often went through the hardest journeys? That is not an accident. Pain can break a person, but it can also shape them into someone wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. And my beloved child, I know you have faced moments that stretched your heart. Moments when life felt unfair. Moments when you wondered if anyone truly understood what you were carrying inside. Maybe there were nights when anxiety kept your mind racing. Maybe there were days when your responsibilities felt heavier than your strength. Maybe there were times when you smiled in front of others, while silently fighting battles they could not see. But even in those moments, you continued moving forward, even when your steps were small, even when your energy felt low. And I see that perseverance. I see the courage it took to keep going when quitting would have been easier. My beloved child, resilience is built exactly that way, not through perfect days, but through difficult ones. And there is something very important I want you to understand now. Strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is choosing hope while struggle exists. Now listen closely, because this part of the message is important. There are 3 simple things I want you to begin doing today. 3 small actions that can slowly transform the way your heart feels and the way your life moves forward. They are simple, but they carry great power when practiced sincerely. The first thing I want you to do is this. Slow down and reconnect with me through quiet moments. Not complicated rituals, not long speeches, just quiet honesty. Sit somewhere peaceful, even for a few minutes. Breathe slowly. Speak to me the way a child speaks to a loving parent. Tell me what worries you. Tell me what hurts. You do not need perfect words. You only need sincerity. When the heart opens honestly, peace begins to enter. Many people think prayer must be complicated, but the most powerful prayers are often the simplest. Help me, guide me, give me strength today. Those small moments of connection calm the heart more than endless worrying ever could. The second thing I want you to do is this. Practice gratitude, even for small things. Your mind has been trained by the world to focus on what is missing, what is unfair, what is difficult. But when you intentionally notice what is still good, something powerful happens inside your heart. Maybe today you woke up with breath in your lungs. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe you had food on your table. Maybe you learned something new. Gratitude does not erase struggles, but it protects your heart from becoming bitter. It reminds you that light still exists, even during dark seasons. The third thing I want you to do is this. Choose kindness in your daily actions, not only toward others, but also toward yourself. Many people are harsh with their own hearts. They constantly criticize themselves. They replay past mistakes again and again. But growth does not come from endless self-punishment. Growth comes from learning, adjusting and moving forward. Treat others with patience. Listen before judging. Offer encouragement when someone is struggling. And remember, the kindness you give to the world often returns in ways you cannot predict. My beloved child, if you practice these three things, quiet connection with me, gratitude, and daily kindness, you will begin to notice something slowly changing inside you. Your heart will grow calmer, your mind will grow clearer, and your faith will grow stronger, not overnight, but step by step. Now let me ask you something very important. What kind of life do you truly want to build? Not just financially, not just socially, but spiritually. Do you want to become someone who spreads hope wherever they go? Someone who speaks truth with humility. Someone who lifts others when they are weak. That kind of life begins with small daily decisions. And my beloved child, every day gives you another opportunity to choose wisely. You can choose patience instead of anger. You can choose honesty instead of shortcuts. You can choose compassion instead of indifference. These choices shape your character, and your character shapes your destiny. But there is something else I must speak to you about. Because many hearts carry a hidden weight that silently drains their strength, and that weight is fear. Fear about the future, fear about failure, fear about what others think, fear about whether life will ever truly change. But listen carefully. Fear grows strongest when you believe you are alone. And you are not alone. Not in the moments you feel confident, and not in the moments when doubt creeps into your mind. I walk with you through every season, even when you cannot feel it, even when your faith feels small. And there is something important I want to reveal to you soon. A truth about the path ahead of you. A truth that may change the way you see the struggles you are facing right now. But to understand it fully, you must stay with me a little longer. Because in the next part of this message, we will speak about something many people try to avoid. Something that quietly shapes every life. Your purpose, and how the challenges you face today may actually be guiding you toward the life you were meant to live. My beloved child, stay here with me for a moment longer. Let your heart settle. Let your heart settle. Let your breathing slow down again. You have listened this far because something inside you is searching for direction. Something inside you is asking, what am I really meant to do with my life? That question has crossed your mind more than once, hasn't it? There were moments when you looked around and wondered why others seemed so certain about their path while you felt unsure about yours. Maybe you asked yourself quietly, am I moving in the right direction? Am I wasting time? Will my life ever become what I hoped it would be? My beloved child, these questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your soul is awake. A heart that never asks questions rarely grows, but a heart that reflects, learns. And I want you to understand something important about purpose. Many people imagine purpose as a single moment of discovery. They think one day everything will suddenly become clear, and their entire future will appear before them like a bright road. But life rarely works that way. Purpose is usually revealed step by step, through experiences, through mistakes, through lessons that slowly shape your understanding of who you are. Think about the moments in your past. Some of them were joyful, some of them were painful, but each one taught you something. Every challenge strengthened a part of your character. Every disappointment sharpened your wisdom. Every time you had to stand up again, you became a little stronger. Nothing you experienced was meaningless. Even the seasons that felt confusing had a role in shaping the person you are becoming. Let me ask you something, my beloved child. When you help someone who is struggling, how does it make you feel? When you encourage someone who feels hopeless, what happens inside your heart? Most people feel a quiet sense of purpose in those moments, because deep within the human soul is a desire not only to succeed, but to contribute. The world often teaches people to focus only on themselves, to ask, what can I gain? But true fulfillment grows when the question changes to something deeper. How can I help? How can I serve? How can I make life better for someone else? You do not need a large stage to live a meaningful life. Sometimes the greatest impact happens through small actions, a kind word, a patient response, an honest business deal, a moment when you choose fairness instead of greed. These moments may seem small, but they shape the world more than you realize. My beloved child, the character you live every day is more powerful than you think. Imagine a world where people conducted their work with honesty, where business was built on trust instead of deception, where leaders cared about people instead of power, where neighbors treated one another with respect instead of suspicion. That kind of world begins with individuals who choose integrity, and you have the power to be one of those individuals. Let us talk for a moment about your work. Whatever it may be, whether you run a business, hold a job, study, or care for your family, every role in life carries responsibility, and responsibility is sacred. When you work honestly, even in small tasks, you honor the gifts that were placed inside you. When you cheat, lie, or exploit others, you damage not only your reputation but your own spirit. My beloved child, build your life in a way that allows you to sleep peacefully at night. Let your words be trustworthy. Let your promises mean something. Let people know that when you give your word, you keep it. Trust is one of the most valuable treasures a human being can earn. And once broken, it is very difficult to rebuild. That is why honesty matters in every part of life. In business, in friendships, in marriage, in parenting. And speaking of parenting, I want you to reflect on something very important. The next generation is watching. Children learn far more from what they observe than from what they are told. They see how you treat strangers. They see how you respond when you are angry. They see whether you keep your promises. They see whether your actions match your words. And they shape their understanding of the world based on what they witness. So if you want children to grow into kind, respectful, and disciplined human beings, show them those qualities in your own life. Teach them that honesty is stronger than deception. Teach them that patience is stronger than anger. Teach them that respect for others is the foundation of healthy relationships. Teach them that faith is not just something spoken, but something lived. My beloved child, raising good human beings is one of the greatest contributions anyone can make to the future. But there is another challenge many people face in life, and that challenge is temptation. Temptation to respond with anger. Temptation to chase wealth in ways that compromise integrity. Temptation to hold on to jealousy when others succeed. These temptations appear in every life, but you always have a choice in how you respond. Jealousy poisons the heart. It makes you resent the success of others instead of learning from them. Hatred burns your own spirit long before it harms anyone else. Greed convinces people that nothing is ever enough. But gratitude brings peace. When you appreciate what you have while working honestly toward what you desire, your heart remains balanced. My beloved child, success is not wrong. Working hard to improve your life is honorable. Providing for your family is meaningful. Building something valuable through dedication and integrity is beautiful. But success must remain guided by humility. Never allow achievement to make you arrogant. Never forget the people who supported you along the way. And never forget that every talent, opportunity, and strength you possess was given to you for a reason. Use them wisely. Use them to uplift others. Use them to create something meaningful. Now I want to ask you something deeply personal. Are there areas of your life where you feel stuck right now? Perhaps a relationship that brings more pain than peace. Perhaps a habit that quietly drains your energy. Perhaps an environment that constantly pulls you away from the person you want to become. Sometimes growth requires courage to walk away from what harms your soul. That does not always mean abandoning people, but it may mean setting boundaries. Choosing healthier paths, surrounding yourself with individuals who encourage growth rather than negativity. My beloved child, you deserve a life that moves toward peace, not chaos, toward purpose, not confusion, toward hope, not despair. And sometimes the first step toward that life is letting go of what keeps pulling you backward. Now pause again for a moment. Take a slow breath. Let these words settle in your heart. Because in the next part of this message, I will speak to you about something many people misunderstand. Patience. The kind of patience that transforms frustration into strength. The kind of patience that allows faith to grow even when answers take time. And I will also share something that may change how you see the delays and struggles that have appeared in your life. So stay with me, my beloved child. The journey we are walking together in this message is not finished yet. There is still something important your heart needs to hear. My beloved child, you have come this far, and I want you to stay with me a little longer. Take another slow breath. Feel the quiet around you for a moment. There are times in life when everything seems to move quickly. Responsibilities, worries, plans, expectations. But in the middle of that rush, the human heart begins to feel tired. The mind becomes heavy with thoughts about tomorrow. The soul begins to long for stillness, and that is why moments like this are important. Moments where you pause, moments where you listen, moments where you remember that your life is more than a list of problems to solve. My beloved child, I want to speak with you about patience. Patience is one of the most misunderstood strengths in the human heart. Many people believe patience means doing nothing. They believe it means simply waiting without action. But true patience is very different. True patience means continuing to walk forward even when the road is long. It means continuing to do what is right even when results appear slowly. It means trusting that what is meant for you will arrive at the right time. Tell me honestly, how many times have you looked at your life and felt like you were falling behind? Maybe you saw others moving ahead faster than you. Maybe you watched someone achieve success while your own efforts seemed unnoticed. Maybe you wondered why certain prayers felt unanswered. In those moments, frustration can quietly grow inside the heart. You may begin to think, "What am I doing wrong?" But my beloved child, life is not a race where every person must arrive at the same moment. Each life unfolds with its own timing. A flower does not bloom the moment a seed is planted. It grows beneath the soil first, invisible, quiet, patient, and then one day it rises into the light. Your life is unfolding in a similar way. There are things developing within you that cannot be rushed. Wisdom, character, strength. These qualities grow slowly, but they create a foundation strong enough to support the future that is waiting for you. So when you feel impatient, remember this truth. Your path is not late. It is simply unfolding at the pace required for your growth. My beloved child, there is another challenge that appears during waiting seasons: doubt. Doubt whispers many questions. What if nothing changes? What if I fail? What if my efforts are pointless? Doubt is a powerful voice, but it does not speak truth. The truth is this: every effort made with sincerity, honesty, and faith plants a seed. Some seeds grow quickly, others take time, but none of them are wasted. Every kind action you show to others matters. Every honest decision you make shapes your future. Every moment you resist negativity strengthens your character. You may not see immediate results, but the impact of your choices is always growing. My beloved child, think about the relationships in your life for a moment. Family, friends, people you meet every day. Human connections are fragile, yet they are also one of the greatest sources of meaning in life. When love and respect exist between people, life becomes richer. But when pride, anger, or selfishness take control, relationships begin to break. Many conflicts begin with small misunderstandings, a harsh word spoken in frustration, a moment where patience disappears, a situation where pride refuses to apologize. But humility has the power to repair what pride destroys. Sometimes the strongest act a person can perform is simply saying, "I am sorry." Sometimes healing begins when someone chooses forgiveness instead of revenge. My beloved child, protect the relationships that bring goodness into your life. Nurture them with honesty and patience. Listen more than you speak. Try to understand before judging. And remember that every person you meet carries struggles you cannot see. Kindness can change someone's entire day. Sometimes a single act of compassion becomes a turning point in another person's life. Never underestimate the power of small kindness. Now I want you to think about something very important: your influence. Even if you believe your life is ordinary, your actions still shape the world around you. Your children learn from you. Your friends observe your behavior. Your colleagues notice your integrity. People often remember how you made them feel long after they forget what you said. So ask yourself gently, what kind of influence do you want to leave behind? Do you want people to remember you as someone who brought peace or conflict? As someone who encouraged or discouraged? As someone who lived with honesty or deception? My beloved child, a meaningful life is built through daily character, not through perfection, but through consistent effort to grow. And when mistakes happen, and they will, learn from them. Do not allow shame to trap you in the past. Every human being makes mistakes. Growth begins when you acknowledge them and choose a better path forward. Now let us speak about something many people forget while chasing success. Balance. Ambition is not wrong. Working hard to improve your life is honorable. Providing security for your family is a beautiful goal. But if ambition becomes the only focus of life, other important things begin to disappear. Peace disappears, health disappears, relationships weaken, and the soul becomes tired. My beloved child, success should never cost you your humanity. If you build wealth but lose your compassion, the victory is empty. If you achieve status but lose your honesty, the achievement is hollow. But when success is built with integrity, humility, and gratitude, it becomes a blessing. A blessing not only for you, but for those around you. Imagine a life where your work benefits others, where your actions create opportunities for people, where your success inspires kindness instead of jealousy. That is the kind of life that brings true fulfillment. My beloved child, there is something else I want to remind you of before we reach the final part of this message. You are stronger than you think. You have already survived days you once believed you could not endure. You have already overcome moments that felt impossible. Think about that. There were times when your heart felt broken, times when the future seemed uncertain, times when you questioned everything. Yet you are still here, still breathing, still searching for meaning. That alone shows your strength. Never underestimate the resilience inside you. Now pause again. Take a deep breath. Feel the air fill in your lungs. Release the tension in your shoulders. Allow your mind to become calm for a moment. Because in the final part of this message, my beloved child, something very important is coming. I will pray for you, for your heart, for your future, for your family, for the struggles you have not told anyone about. And before this message ends, I will leave you with words that may guide you long after this moment. So stay with me. The most powerful part of this message is still ahead. My beloved child, if you are still here with me now, then something very special has already begun inside your heart. You did not stop listening. You did not scroll away. You stayed. And that tells me something about you. It tells me that deep within your soul there is still hope. There is ill faith. There is still a quiet voice inside you that believes life can become better. And that voice is not there by accident. I placed it there. Even in the moments when you felt weak, even in the moments when doubt tried to silence your faith, that small flame inside you never disappeared. It only waited for you to slow down long enough to hear it again. My beloved child, there are seasons in life when people feel surrounded by darkness, when problems appear from many directions at once, when the mind becomes heavy and the heart feels tired. You may have experienced days like that. Days when you wondered how much longer you could keep carrying everything. Days when you questioned whether anyone truly understood the weight you were holding inside. But listen to me carefully now. You were never carrying those burdens alone. Every tear you cried, I saw. Every silent prayer you whispered, I heard. Every moment when you thought no one cared, I was beside you. even when you could not feel my presence, even when your faith felt fragile. I was there, and I am here with you now. My beloved child, there is something I want you to remember whenever life feels overwhelming. You do not have to solve your entire future today. You only need to take the next step. One honest decision, one act of kindness, one moment of courage. Life becomes manageable again when you focus on the step in front of you, instead of fearing the entire road ahead. So when tomorrow arrives, wake up with a simple intention. Choose goodness, choose patience, choose integrity. Those choices will guide your path more than you realize. And when you face moments of uncertainty, ask yourself this simple question: what choice would bring more peace into the world? Often the answer will appear quietly inside your heart. My beloved child, I also want you to remember something about your worth. Your value does not depend on how much money you have. Your value does not depend on how popular you are. Your value does not depend on how perfect your life appears to others. Your worth comes from who you are inside: a soul capable of love, a heart capable of compassion, a mind capable of wisdom and growth. Never allow the world to convince you that you are less than enough. You are my beloved child, and your life carries meaning far beyond what you can currently see. There are people whose lives will become brighter simply because you were kind to them. There are children who will grow stronger because you showed them love and guidance. There are friends who will find courage because you encouraged them during difficult times. Your presence in this world matters more than you realize. My beloved child, before we finish this message together, I want you to do something very simple. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Take a deep breath. Let your mind become quiet, and allow these words to become a prayer for your life. Heavenly Father, I lift up this beloved soul who is listening right now. You know their heart. You know the struggles they have carried. You know the questions that keep them awake at night, and the hopes they are afraid to speak aloud. I ask that you surround them with your protection. Guard their mind from fear and their heart from despair. Fill their life with wisdom so they may walk the path of honesty, kindness, and truth. Give them strength when answers take time. Give them courage when they must make difficult decisions. Bless their family with peace and unity. Protect their loved ones from harm. Guide them as they raise their children, so those children grow into compassionate, respectful, and faithful human beings. Help this beloved child build a life rooted in integrity. A life where their work is honest, their words are kind, and their actions bring light into the lives of others. Heal the wounds in their heart that no one else can see. Replace anxiety with calm. Replace confusion with clarity. Replace loneliness with the reminder that they are never truly alone. And when they feel tired, remind them that you are walking beside them every step of the way. Let hope rise again inside their spirit. Let peace settle inside their mind. And let their future be filled with opportunities to grow, to love, and to make the world better through their presence. Amen. My beloved child, as you open your eyes again, remember this moment. Remember that you paused, you listened, you allowed your heart to be still for a while. Carry this peace with you as you return to your day, and whenever life becomes noisy again, return to these simple truths. Slow down, speak with me honestly, practice gratitude, choose kindness, walk with integrity. Those simple steps will guide you through even the most difficult seasons of life. My beloved child, if this message reached you today, it did not happen by accident. Perhaps someone you know is also feeling lost. Perhaps someone you love is struggling silently. Share this message with them. Sometimes a few words of hope can become the turning point in someone's life. And if these words touched your heart, if you believe this message appeared in your life for a reason, write Amen in the comments as a small act of faith. Not for me, but as a reminder to yourself that hope still lives inside you. Stay strong, stay kind, stay faithful, and remember always, you are deeply loved.